Is it true that it takes someone older longer to recover from a fracture? And wouldn't you wonder, if it were you, whether there is something you can do to recover sooner? Hi, my name is Sandra Studley, and at age 56 I had a cycling accident with 4 fractures, a collarbone and 3 ribs. At 2 weeks post-accident, my collarbone had reattached with a natural callus, and by 8 weeks I was swimming crawl stroke and I was strong enough to return to work. My recovery was considered unusual and quite excellent. And so in this video, I would like to share with you 8 things that you can do to encourage your body to heal that won't interfere with prescribed therapies or treatments. Before I begin though, I have to mention I'm not a physician. I'm not able to prescribe therapies or treatments. Every accidental fall and every person is unique, and depending on your treatment path, everyone will have a different set of guidelines for the recovery. So by all means, pass these ideas along to your physician to make sure that they work perfectly with what you're already doing. The first is nutrition. Eating foods that are nutrient dense, foods that contain higher concentrations of minerals in them, particularly calcium, magnesium, and phosphorus, will encourage your bones to restore, recover, and rebuild. Foods that have higher concentrations of nutrients would be nuts and seeds, berries, leafy green vegetables, particularly the stalk portion that people tend to throw away. The area that's closest to the ground will have higher concentrations of minerals in them. Toss them in your smoothies, hide them in your food if it's not you, but definitely consider nutrient-dense foods. They'll help your body rebuild itself. The second is alignments. Making sure that the bones are properly aligned so that you don't lose strength, range of motion, or capabilities in general. Usually that's taken care of to a certain extent. If you've had surgery, you have a plate or a cast. But if you've broken a collarbone, for example, and you're wearing a sling, you have a lot of movement. And I would definitely speak to a healthcare professional to make sure that you are positioning and supporting bone fractures so that they are lining up nicely. So while you're sleeping, you're not going to run into any complications from a misalignment. The third is rest. In the beginning, I know you're not going to be getting a lot of sleep, trying to become more comfortable and getting used to your pain medication, but allowing your body to completely unwind and to allow it to divert its energy to healing the body is a good idea. So just let your body really rest if possible, and it will make a difference to your recovery. The fourth is movement. They're actually saying that movement is just as important as rest. If you know anyone who's had a hip replaced, usually they have that patient up walking within 1 or 2 days post-surgery to make sure that the muscles stay strong and the joints don't lock up or freeze. The same applies to anyone else who's had a fracture. Try and include some movement in your day, just with your daily activities. Things like getting in and out of bed, going to the toilet, getting dressed, having a shower. Those things that we take for granted as being an easy thing to do becomes a little more complicated as you become a little more compromised. So definitely try and move a little during the day to make sure that your muscles don't become weak and you run into problems with frozen joints. The fifth is meditation. I think a lot of people underestimate what happens to you after a fall, and definitely using daily meditation to handle the stress, dealing with the uncertainty of how long you will be recovering. It's a really good idea to find ways to clear out the stress on a daily basis, it'll make a difference to your recovery. Sixth is visualization. Scientists have proven that there is a potential to shift your physiology using visualization techniques. Elite athletes were tested, and those that visualized themselves performing better actually did show an improvement in their performance, even though they didn't actually physically practice. So what does this mean for somebody who's had a fall? If you focus on yourself completely recovered, especially on difficult recovery days, it's a very powerful psychological tool to help yourself recover. And it also has the potential to contribute to your healing. So the science is there. It's definitely something worth pursuing and looking into further. The seventh is prayer. Focusing on prayer, connecting to God on a daily basis will contribute to your healing path. If this isn't you and you've lost faith, I would consider gratitude, being grateful that you're alive, and looking at your progress, no matter how small, on a daily basis will make a big difference to your recovery. And finally, the eighth is theta meditation. Theta meditation is a curious blend of meditation, energy healing, and programming your subconscious mind. Giving your mind commands such as, I'm healing faster than expected, I'm healing perfectly, allows your subconscious mind to go to work while you're asleep and heal you on an entirely different level. This might not resonate with everyone, but it definitely offers possibility. And it is something that won't interfere with prescribed therapies or treatments. If you're curious about the science of visualization and you'd like to learn more about that, you're welcome to visit my blog. I've attached the link below. I've also created, for entertainment purposes only, a visualization meditation for bone fractures. And I've also provided the link below if you're interested in exploring that. So in the meantime, recover well and recover sooner. Bye for now.